one of the sometimes confusing things about social media is terminology. So on Facebook, it's called your profile and your name. And in Instagram, it's called your handle. And I don't know why, it just is. So for both of them, if you want to tag somebody, like include them. So like, let's say it's a picture of you and me and you're going to paste it on Facebook. You can tag me. You don't have to tag you because you're already in it. But if you wanted to tag me, you would do the @ symbol and then put my name, Amy Lantane. And now here's where it gets tricky. With Facebook, everyone has their full legal name, or at least something that sounds like their full legal name. But with Instagram, you can pick anything you want. You can be skitterabidoo underscore 357, and you just have to know that that's what they're called. So it's tricky, or at least trickier. And sometimes people change the spelling, and sometimes they shorten it. Like Chilliwack isn't necessarily Chilliwack because that's long. Sometimes it's CHWK or just C. So that's tricky. So with Instagram, you need to know the exact spelling of the person that you're going to tag, their name. But with Facebook, you don't. You can just type an A and then it'll list all your friends that start with A. And then if you do AM, then it'll list all of those and it'll weed out the other ones. And then if you do AMY, it'll list all of those ones. And then if you do an L, it'll only do your friend's name Amy that have the first initial L. Like, does that make sense? And so if you're like, oh shoot, I don't know how to spell Lantane, but I know it's Amy L, and it only goes through your friends list. But with Instagram, it's like, oh, there's 1,500 people in the world, and which one do you want? So you have to know that more with Instagram, which is why it's a little trickier. And people have weird made up names on there. So the terminology, like for hashtagging, so hashtag is the £. And it is way more prevalent, and it is used as a search engine in Instagram way more than in Facebook. So like we found out this past weekend, you can do a hashtag on Facebook, but honestly, you look dumb because that's not what it's for. So don't. But I highly suggest that you use as many hashtags as humanly possible with Instagram. Now, like we heard earlier when Lori Ratzlaff was saying, you can put them in the first comment, which is great because then your post is clean. But another thing that you can do is you can do enter space, enter space, enter space, enter space, enter space. So you have your little blurb. This is me at the blah, 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 doing blah, 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 getting whatever, smiling face, and maybe one hashtag, and then enter brings you down the next line, and then a period. Okay, sorry, not enter space, enter period, enter period, enter period. Spaces disappear on Instagram. So if you wrote a paragraph and then did a space, and then wrote a paragraph and did a space, and wrote a paragraph, as soon as you hit post, those spaces are gone, and it's just a bunch of text. So if you want to do a space and actually have a break in your text, you have to do a period. Dumb, I know, but that's the way it is. So if you do enter period, enter period, enter period, enter period, enter period, then you're like period, 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 period. And then down here, so if this is all of your words and only like the first 3 lines show up when people are looking at your stuff, then down here is where you can do your hashtags. So it's clean, but it's still in your original post. And that's how primarily I do them. And I don't know, however many enter periods I feel like doing before I write my stuff, like maybe 6, 7, 8, I don't know, something. But you can use 30 hashtags, and I highly suggest that before you decide what hashtags you're going to do some research. So think, the people that I want to attract with this post, what sort of stuff do they like? If I were to only be able to pick one thing and put it out there, what's the one thing that the person I'm looking for is looking for? Does that make sense? So I do a lot of girl power, women empowerment, women helping women, volunteer, give back. I'll even do the year. I'll be like, okay, so if it's a picture of all of us outside, one of my hashtags could be sunny day or sunshine or summertime. Whatevs. Be creative, but also maybe fiddle for a little bit. Check out what's going on out there. Is there anything like happening? Is your city doing a thing where they're like, hey, everybody use this hashtag, because you might as well jump on that bandwagon. Like right now, Chilliwack's doing Share Chilliwack. Don't really know what it's all about, and I may not be taking a picture of the city or the mountains or the cornfields, but I'm in Chilliwack and I want to attract women in Chilliwack, so I'm going to use Share Chilliwack. When I traveled, I did Explore BC or Canada Parks. I mean, even if it's just a picture of my dog in the RV, if I want people to notice me, and what's trending, which means what's popular, what people are looking at right now is Canada Parks, then throw that in there. So you can't hashtag wrong, you can't screw up, so don't worry, you're having fun. This is all about fun. If you're not laughing, you're doing it wrong, so it's okay. But one thing that you do need to do is you need to watch your spaces, because as soon as you hit the space bar and you separate two letters with a space, you've said, okay, this hashtag is done, and now we're on to something else. So like, let's say you wanted to hashtag Western Canada region. You would not do hashtag Western space Canada space region. You would do hashtag Western Canada region. All one word, no spaces. Because as soon as you do hashtag Western space, then you're done. That's it. Now, you can just delete the space and keep adding, that's fine. But once you post it, you can't. So like if you wanted to hashtag Chilliwack Seroptimist, and you did hashtag Chilliwack like space Seroptimist, then you're actually just hashtagging Chilliwack, and you may get a different target, you will get a different target audience than the one that you anticipated or intended. So just don't do spaces. And then, but when you're done, do a space. So you want a space to bookend the hashtag that you want. So you want space, or like new paragraph, hashtag, whatever you want to say, space. Make sense? The same goes for if you're tagging. At, symbol, whatever you want to say, space. Okay.